Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Well, welcome to the Firefly panel at Steamposium. My name is Erin. I will not be your moderator today, but I am here at the invitation of the convention to talk to you for just a few minutes about my organization. I am the president of Seattle Browncoats Charities. Some of you may be familiar with us. For those of you who aren't, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, all volunteer run, operating in the greater Seattle area. We've been in existence for about 5 or 6 years, and what we do is we support the local geek community through philanthropy, fundraising, and the celebration of all things Firefly and Joss Whedon. We appear at local conventions, and we host other events to fundraise for local charities. Some of the organizations that we've supported recently include Ada Developers Academy and the Museum of History and Industry. The reason I'm on this stage today talking to you is we need help. We need volunteers. Our organization is currently understaffed, which means we've had to cut back on some of the fundraising and community building activities that we used to do. We're going to be hosting a volunteer meeting after Geek Girl Con in a couple weekends. On the table just outside the doors where you entered, you'll see a table with some balloons, and on that table is a flyer that has information about the volunteer meeting. So we invite you to attend if you're interested in helping. We have quite a lot that needs to get done, so don't worry if you don't think you have the skills or the time. Trust me, we can make use of you. Moving on to the reason that you are all here today, I ask you to put your hands together and welcome to the stage two people who I'm sure you know, of course from Firefly and Serenity, but they've also appeared in Warehouse 13, Arrow, Stargate Atlantis, and Supernatural. Please welcome to the stage Jewel State and Sean Mayer.
First of all, where are we?
We're in like a lecture hall.
I feel like we're here to give you a lecture. The lights are so bright.
Yeah.
I want a pointer.
I didn't answer the question. I don't have any idea.
I think that's your cue to say, "Aww." Because, never mind, Sean.
If it comes our way, sometimes we don't.
So I'm going to be carrying this Q&A.
Alright, darling, so now that you know that answer in full graphic detail. Next question! Make it a good one. Anyway, nothing you have to say, so we're all done. Oh, you, way in the back, with your hand up. Yes, with the thumb. Stand up.
I have two.
Just the one you were using, please.
What do you look for in a script?
What do we look for in a script?
Oh, that's what she asked me at the table.
Yes, I did.
Go.
Ask again, please.
Well, we sort of talked already a little bit about
Yes,
it.
but
They don't know.
They don't know. So what do I look for first? I look for story, and then I look for character. But then there's other factors. There's if a specific director is attached, then something in the script that might not seem that great will seem fantastic. Other actors.
Other actors. I think also it has a lot to do with where it's going to be shot.
Yeah.
There are some things that I've said yes to that are not very good. Mainly because of where they shot, because I wanted to go there. Seriously, you know, I know you probably think that we choose things because of the craft and so much. But it really just has to do with selfish factors, like where you get to stay and hang out and eat.
And in regards to my craft.
Get comfy.
I'm sensing you two have worked together before. You two have worked together before then.
Oh yeah, we got lots of things together.
Oh.
He's gay. Did you get
Me too.
Nobody's recording this, right?
Now then. Anyway, next question. Anyone really? Oh, I like your hand. Is that yours? No, I mean, that's a great hat too. I meant your hand. Oh, well then stand up and ask your question, darling, or comment.
What's the funniest prank that's ever been played on Firefly?
That
What's the
question to
funniest
me
prank?
deserves the stick.
What's the funniest prank? That deserves a stick.
I mean, some of the funniest pranks were caught. You've seen them. Like the message.
Yeah, well, they all originated with Nathan.
Usually.
He was the mastermind, and he'll do anything for a cheap laugh.
Yeah.
Anything.
Anything.
My favorite, well, it wasn't a prank, but when we were just all getting to know each other, and the scene where I'm shot, and he kind of has to bend down to help me. One of the first takes, he bent down and he ripped his pants. He split his pants. Captain Tight Pants. Yeah, and then he was always playing pranks, and then someone tried to get him back once. Do you remember this? And he had this brand new truck that he was, feeling super cool about. He was always showing off this truck of his. And someone put a potato in the tailpipe.
Was that you, Joe?
No.
I can tell, because
No
you have
one-
that innocent face right now.
So innocent. No one fessed up to it. To this was
I'll do
so
it.
mad. I fessed up to it.
So did I ever take the potato out?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Ron or something. Yeah. Just because Ron was really quiet about it. He
All
also
right,
has
mates.
very
Who else has a fantastic question? Like a really good, really? Oh, get her. Him. Now, stand up, look impressive. Do a little dance. Make a little love, get down on her. That's a song.
What was your least favorite show or movie to be in?
How much wine have you had? For me, I'll be honest. I think I know your one too. For me, it was Dead Like Me, only because the first day of shooting, I knew no one, and I was dressed up as this sexy vampy goth girl.
That's terrible. People hate those.
Well, that was fine, but the first thing I had to film was this passionate love scene with this actor I did not know. And
This is going to hell fast.
I was terrified. I was terrified, and
Really? How old were you?
yeah. How old was I?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, dude.
No, it
Like, well,
You do not
I'm
age.
21 now, so yeah, that kind of stuff is just it's excruciating anyway. It's the least sexy thing in the world to do a love scene. Sorry, Sean. It is. So I would say that one. It was really tough. It's really tough for me to do. Go.
You can do this, Sean. We believe in you.
I haven't had enough wine.
Don't get all PC on me.
No, I'm not gonna get PC. I just don't want to.
You don't have to mention me.
We need to.
Oh God, I have such a funny story, and I'm not gonna share it.
Why don't you just...
I feel violated. So dirty.
Do you want to show us on the doll where?
I did that took a little too far. I have children. Let's see. I don't know how to say it without.
Verbally.
I had an interesting experience with an actress who shall remain nameless. So listen, so now you all know I'm gay. Prior to being out on set, there were some
Innuendo?
mixed communication
That's
that
kind.
happened, especially with a certain actress to a few, not Jewel. No, Jewel's still.
No, I knew, honey.
I told Jewel, and you were like, and?
Yeah.
Anyway, but before I was out,
I just found the most extraordinary bottle of rosé. That's my impression of Sean.
I just said that to Jewel an hour ago, and so now that's apparently become her new invitation.
Yeah.
I'm just really excited about this bottle of rosé that I just found. So there was an actress, and I was working on a show, and we were working long hours, and it was just me and her, and me and her, and me and her, and me and her, until the hours of it, you know, and like, that's what actors do. They fall asleep. Yeah.
No.
Don't make me use this dick. So it got a little confusing towards the end of production, because it was sort of like, yeah, this should be the next step for us, I guess, kind of. Not.
Oh my God, Sean! She came on to him. Why are you pussyfooting around?
And I think she was an actress who probably wasn't used to not having it reciprocated, and it was very confusing. And
her name is?
Oh, you went
and so she bought me a very, very nice gift at the end of the
A very
shoot.
expensive gift.
Was it a Rolex?
No.
A fancy bite.
It was like, stop.
She's not gonna know, Sean. She's not here.
She's delightful. There was nothing bad about her. It was just so awkward. And at that point, like, I didn't care anymore. Like, I wasn't, you know, I just sort of, it's almost like I was kind of like immune to that's what was going on until the end when she bought me the fancy bite. And I was like, oh my gosh, must be so confusing to her. And then, we said goodbye, and it was very awkward. And then I went home and I gave the bite to my niece. My niece was so grateful because she knew who it was from.
Poor girl got her heart broke.
All right, mates. Who has another oh my God, you're pink. That's brilliant. You look amazing. Stand up and show them how amazing you look. Everyone look at this amazing man. All right, knock it up, let him talk.
Sweat through my t-shirt.
It's
She
okay.
used a shirt 3 times today alone, by the way.
My question actually is next about being on stage. So stage actors tend to do their performance, take their bows.
Their craft. You want to talk about their craft?
Right, their craft. They do their performance, take their bows, and then, you know, maybe a year or 2 years down the road, very few people actually remember individual performances. But as a film actor, you...
Sorry, my boyfriend's dying
yeah, very cute pup. You do your performance, and then for the rest of your life, you're taking bows on the same performance. How do you feel about that?
That's a good question. I mean,
That's a good question.
I would tend to disagree with you in terms of like stage. Like I remember from when I was 15 seeing a show. Like that's part of the reason why I decided to become an actor. So I remember certain stage performances that have been so ingrained in my mind, more so than television or film I was watching at that time of my life. But I see what you're saying. Like it's kind of nowadays it's the stage is done, and the the movie or TV is kind of there forever.
Don't look at me, honey.
Oh no! What? Are you asking particularly like being remembered for Firefly?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
An existential question for all film actors.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I don't know. I hear. I don't know. To be remembered for Firefly, which is what I think people usually remember me specifically for, other than other things that I've done. I'm being serious right now. You don't need to laugh at me.
It's with you. It's with you.
I think here's the thing. If someone is constant, or if people are constantly acknowledging something that you did, and you didn't have a good experience on it, I could see that being very aggravating. However, Firefly was this great experience for all of us, everybody involved. So we don't mind reliving it. You know what I mean?
We love it.
Also, here's the interesting thing about it. Not sure I liked that tone. What I was going to say was, I hear a lot of fans of the show say how much they miss it, and they're sad about it, and they're kind of pining for it in a way. But for us, we still see each other quite a bit, fairly regularly. So it hasn't gone anywhere for us. In a weird way, it's just kind of continued on for the last 12 years or so, isn't that what you said, 12 years?
Do you guys ever cosplay yourselves?
Adam does, though.
Adam does.
Adam Baldwin goes as Jane for Halloween.
That's so sad.
Okay, mates, who else has a really good... Wow, now there's questions. Wait, darling, you with the really fancy hat. I've never seen anything like it before. That is so...
Cunning.
So, my question is actually for Jewel specifically.
Yes.
So,
Fine.
you're cool too, but Jewel, you started out acting when you were a kid, and you've been in stuff kind of consistently. But how did you kind of avoid the horrible vortex sink of a lot of child actors that came, went downhill really fast? Like, you've consistently been good and awesome, and
Thanks.
you're,
I like
I don't know. I know that's really hard to do, because I know it's easy to get sucked in, but I would like to know what you did to avoid that.
I think that it has pretty much everything to do with the parents. From what I've seen, and I have seen a fair share of actors go down the tubes, sadly, as they get a bit older, get mixed up with the wrong crowd, and have a lot of yes people around them. So they don't hear no enough, and they get used to being fawned all over and given everything they ever want. And they also have lots of money, so they can spend it however they please if they don't have the correct guidance. My parents were super strict. My mom was super strict. I didn't talk my dad into anything. But my mom was very careful about who I was allowed to hang out with, what I was allowed to watch on TV. She made sure that, I had boundaries and rules and responsibilities. Even if I was the star of a TV show, I still had to vacuum and empty the dishwasher. And be home by 9 and that kind of thing. So I think that was everything. It was just, having someone to take care of me and watch over me. And nothing makes me sadder than seeing, the Lindsay Lohans of the world, who's very talented, by the way. She was so good. And it's just really sad and awful that, she's gone down the way she has, because it's not fair, and I don't think it's her fault.
So, Jewel, what would you tell parents if they had kids in theater right now?
I don't know. I mean, I think, basically what I said. Just treat your child like they're any other kid. Oh my God. He's running his camera all day. This convention is the best.
The best time at this convention, y'all.
Everyone is so nice.
Everyone is so
and you all look
nice.
so beautiful.
You're so
You're like dressed in your finest.
I totally love you guys. Alright, who else has a fantastic question? Oh, like this man's in the back with the black, and he shot his hand at yes. No, you sit down. The one behind you. I'll come back to you. I like your costume anyway. You have all the buttons. No, you're fine. Yeah. No, look at the impressive way he's standing. Oh, go ahead. No, nobody's impressed.
Hi. Oh, well. Hi.
We're just talking about how cute someone is, sorry.
This question is for both of you. Sean, you mentioned
The guest of honor.
hey.
What the hell is that all about? You mentioned when you were 15 seeing a stage play that spoke to you.
Into the Woods. I'm gay.
You are so good at this. It's like you know what they're gonna say.
Hey, wasn't that?
It's the line.
I was wondering, both of you, as you were younger, the inspirations, what were the inspirations, whether they were from the theater world or from the film world, or whether they were just specific people? What were your inspirations to get into acting, and what were the inspirations that caused you to be storytellers?
That makes us sound a lot more serious than we really are.
That's a good question.
I mean, I started when I was 5, so it's not like I made any, serious decision to start acting. I was walking through a shopping mall with my mom, and someone came up and said, "Oh, we'd love to put your daughter in a commercial." And she said, "Oh, you have to ask her. Do you want to be in a commercial?" And I said, "No, thanks." And my mom said, "If you do this, you can make your own money, and you can shop more, buy more clothes." And I said, "Okay." So my inspiration is retail. All the other actors can talk about their craft all they want. I like my shoes, and I like my purses. Only honesty allowed in this room.
And now I'm going to talk about the craft. That's so genius. My inspiration was retail. I love that. I'm going to tattoo that. My inspiration was, to be honest, it was actually theater. And when I was at that age, I think I was sort of like a kind of, couldn't figure out what I was never good at sports. I was sort of, never found my niche until I found the theater. And it was actually Into the Woods, I swear, I'm not joking there. And I remember that night, and I remember seeing the show, and I was with the original cast, and I was like, wow, that's what I want to do. And so my acting started in musical theater, so I did musical theater, thank you, in high school, and then I went to college for musical theater, and then I just didn't really gel with the musical theater majors, so I switched and went into different acting studios there, and then coming out of college, I just sort of ended up on this film and TV path. But my first inspiration was always was musical theater. It was New York theater. I'd go into the city with my mom, and we'd stand on the TKTS line. Did I get that right? Yeah. It's like the half-price tickets because we didn't have any money when I was a kid, and we'd stand on line and get these nosebleed seats and go see all these shows. So that was me.
Whoa.
Sean can really sing, by the way. He's like Leah Michelle.
Oh,
He can really sing. Maybe tonight, after the burlesque show, when he's had a couple.
Who's got that bottle of wine again?
During the burlesque.
So, mates, who else has a really, really good question? Oh, really? You in the fantastic, innocuous brown shirt, right there. I've never seen anything like that. Brown and a steam.
Brown coat representing.
Word.
Alright, So with the Firefly Online game coming up, which, if I'm not mistaken, you're both doing some voice acting for.
Sure did.
We did it, yeah.
How's it been getting back into those roles after all this time?
So spooky.
It kind of, for me, it was kind of anticlimactic. It was sort of like I was alone.
It was over so fast. Yeah.
I was alone. I was alone. Although I took.
You were alone and you climaxed so fast.
No, I was alone, but I brought a picture of Jewel with me. I took a picture of.
Good. I laughed so hard. You sent it to me. Sent me this picture of him in the booth with just a little headshot of me, and I was dying.
So I set up a chair, like sort of like over there, and I put this little picture. It was a drawing of Jewel that somebody had given us
me at a convention
in the UK, and I still had it, and I brought it with me to the booth because we were recording. So I set it up, and I had the director take a picture of me. And I said, "That's Jewel." And I was like, "I'm so glad you're with me today." I wouldn't have been able to.
Like you're sure you're gay.
It's been a huge misunderstanding. But no, I mean, it was a little, it was quick. It was only like a couple hours,
yeah.
and it was like, we went in, we did what we had to do. I saw Adam and Alan that day, which was fun, but we weren't really working with the other actors, and voiceover works is harder like that, because sometimes you show up and you're alone.
That's one of the things I don't like about doing voiceover.
Yeah, it's hard.
I don't get any enjoyment out of it because you're by yourself. It's very solitary and it doesn't feel as rewarding for me.
Yeah.
Right?
It's harder.
Yeah, it is harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do hard things.
All right, mates, who else has a really, really good one? Look like you have a good one. Really? This man's having a conniption fit over here. No, keep having the fit. Yes. It looks real. I like it. Look like you have it coming out of your head. No worries.
So fancy! Oh my gosh, this whole audience is staring at me.
Ask your damn question.
Hello, all of you, and hello, you on stage. Now, in your long and very much just amazing careers, you've been on so many different shows. Of them, which has had the best catering, and why does it stand out?
Okay. I can go. The best catering I've ever had was on Stargate Atlantis. Oh my god. We had
seafood.
Steve and Anthea. And Anthea was a pastry chef, for God's sake. So Steve would make these incredible meals, and then at the end of this long table full of beautiful dishes, Anthea would have made this, 5-tiered white chocolate the cake. And you're going to eat it because it's there and it's free, right? And you can actually see from season 3 to 5 us slowly gaining weight. You can see it. And I've told this story a million times, but I remember very clearly one day in season 5 putting on my little uniform and having trouble with the pants and going into the wardrobe room and saying, "We need to take my uniform to the dry cleaner and stop putting it in the dryer because it's shrinking." And the girl said, "We don't put your clothes in the dryer." And I was like, "Everyone have a lovely day." But it was worth it. It was the best food I had ever had on a set ever. It was glorious. Glorious. Oh my god, you couldn't believe it. You couldn't believe it. We had steak and lobster on Fridays. Like, it was a nightmare.
Wow. Oh, God. I don't know. I can't top that, I guess.
giggly when he's tipsy.
And I said it to her yesterday, and I don't know, I like her food.
God.
I don't have any orgasmic white chocolate whatever stories. I had some fish yesterday, and it was cooked in parchment paper, and it was really special. I don't know, it was like in its own parchment paper, and it's a nice touch. That's so remarkable.
I changed my mind. That's the gayest thing.
And we have another question. Oh God, darling, yes. Yes, your face, everything.
So, I'm a big fan of Firefly. I'm actually sort of cosplaying as Kaylee. But I was actually wondering what the hardest scene was to film on Firefly, whether or not it was like what was going on in the scene itself, or maybe the last scene, or what? What was the hardest scene?
That was what I was going to say. That's what I felt.
What was the hardest scene?
I'm sweating. What stick is this?
You're doing great, you're doing great.
I remember a lot of this stuff in Jamestown being kind of miserable because it was such a gross set.
Well, we were in like 100-degree.
It was so hot.
It was so hot.
And the mud that they used.
It was mud. And it was stinky.
It was gross.
But that's one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah. For me, the hardest one was in the pilot, in Serenity, when I am all drugged up after being shot and I have that scene with Nathan, where I'm kind of out of it. That's hard. It's hard to play. It's kind of like playing drunk. It's very difficult. Because here's the thing about drunk people. When you are drunk, and you will agree with me here, you're always trying to pretend that you're not. Right? I'm not drunk.
That's the trick.
That's the trick. So playing fall down, drunk isn't really, it doesn't work.
Right.
There's like this fine little line.
Trying to pretend that you're not drunk is the way to play drunk.
I think that, speaking of Jamestown, Alan plays one of the best drunks I've ever seen. I love that scene. He's on his back, and so he's like, you've been drinking. He can't stop laughing.
But we were drunk in Jamestown.
We were, yeah. That was hard for me.
That was so hard.
Because it's such a weird fine line.
It seems so ironic.
They should have just given us some rosé.
Some extraordinary roses.
It's just the most extraordinary bottle of
You way in the back.
I didn't answer my part of the question.
You with the buttons this time. Yeah.
Hey.
Yes, awesome. Like,
Hey,
you
awesome.
gave me a fist bump.
Shut down.
So, my hardest scene to film. Just really quickly, it was when River was being burned at the stake. I had a really, that was.
Is that real fire?
What?
Is that real fire?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It was like, there's lots of stuff. Things are difficult for very different reasons. Sometimes, I just had this experience this past week. Sometimes it's a stunt. You think it's all going to be all about the stunt, and then you are not prepared for the emotions that come forth, and you're like, whoa, I need to take a breather and walk away from this for a second because it's. And that was an experience being the whole stake scene, just burning of bodies. I don't know, it bothers me. What about you? But it was so it's tricky because of the stunt and because of the subject matter, because the emotion and all that stuff. So, but again, one of my favorite favorite scenes.
Can't wait for that burlesque show right now. Apologies in advance.
Okay, now you can move on.
Okay, sorry about
This
that.
lady, yes.
You guys had my favorite characters, but I think I love you more now. From a story perspective, what was your favorite episode of Firefly?
Oh, good question.
Out of gas. He's thinking of the most Simon-heavy episode. He's always like, I really liked Ariel, and I'm like, of course you did.
I was gonna say objects in space.
No, you weren't.
I swear to God. That's
That's my second favorite, actually.
That's my first. I was gonna say objects in space. Safe.
See?
Yeah. Jamestown. Well, Jamestown's a tower.
Jamestown is underrated. That's the problem.
Jamestown is so good.
It's so funny.
Oh my God, it's
But
so
Objects in Space is really good.
Objects in space is awesome.
It's spooky.
And again, like we were just talking about, what was hard to shoot. Like the experience of shooting objects in space. Like Joss came back to direct, and that was. Oh my God.
You were so good in Objects in Space.
You were so good. It was a great episode. And Joss was, you know, we were like sort of in the hands of Joss again. It was really amazing.
I agree.
And Ariel.
You, with the hat. Stand up, look impressive. Everyone be impressed. It's pretty impressive.
So impressive.
So, in Firefly, how do you think your guys' relationship would have progressed as the show had gone on?
Oh, if I had a nickel.
Babies.
Babies.
Babies. Babies and more babies.
I think we would have made really great parents.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, me too. That
We
makes
would have
total
raised
sense.
the stakes a little bit and maybe softened up Mal a little bit too. Yeah, there was so much more to tell there. You remember the first thing you said to me when you found out that we were canceled? You found it from me, right? I left it on your answering machine.
Do you remember when there used to be?
Well, because he wasn't on set that day.
Yeah, I was with my mom.
Yeah, so they canceled us, and I was like, oh my God, Sean's not here. So I called, and I couldn't get him, so I left it on his voicemail. I was like, we were just canceled, so we're all going to Nathan's to get ham.
And I'm like, let me ditch my mom, I'll be right there.
And then the first thing you said to me, you were like, we never even got to kiss.
Yeah.
I know. You're such easy marks. Gets you every time.
We've never done that before.
And on that note, darling, yes, you with the hand. Yeah, yes, totally, yeah, it was a great hand. Go ahead.
I was looking at the girl with the wrench back there.
Oh, we're gonna get to her. She's got a wrench. I've been watching.
Kaylee? Are you
What?
and Kaylee? Are you dressed? Oh, you were.
Stand by.
Stand up. Who would you consider your role models now and when you were kids?
Role models, huh? You know who my role models are? Is anybody who does what they love to do for a living.
Totally.
I find that admirable and impressive, and I wish we all did that. I wish we all did that. When I was a kid, I don't know, probably Jem from Jem in the Hall. Ariel in her grotto and get your picture taken with her, and I almost did it. And Charlie was like, no. That's crazy. I love her. The boy Ariel.
And Ursula.
And Ursula.
Hey, Jewel, did you want to do it now?
My grotto photo?
You guys, I had no idea she was coming. So this is really special. Right here. Yeah, let this happen. It's very weird. This is so magical right now. I mean, darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. All right, where is she with the wrench?
With the Kaylee.
You.
That's a big wrench, girl.
It's a wrench girl, yeah.
You know what they say.
No, what do they say? I'm wondering if you've taken souvenirs from different sets that you've been on, and what and why? 3 parts.
Souvenirs.
What happened? Oh, a 3-part question. Oh, I see.
Those 3-part questions. We're gonna.
I took my boots. I took Simon's boots. They're gone now. I donated them.
You gave
No, I donated them
we
to charity.
auctioned them for charity.
Auctioned them for charity. I used to wear them in.
The Kaylee's room door sign and the hammock from the engine room. But auctioned them off for charity. Yeah. And everything else Nathan has in his house.
No, we're not kidding.
It's not a joke. It's weird.
It makes me uncomfortable.
I don't know what he's doing with it. It's just so weird. You think you guys love Firefly? No one loves Firefly more than Nathan Fillion. No one. He can't let it go. He can't.
Neither can we.
I know. You don't have to.
You don't have to. We're right here.
You dated that somehow, I don't know. Alright! You, with the hat on. Yes, that one. They both work. It'll be fine. Yeah, no, just chuck it. Just throw it in. Can you catch things with your eye?
Reject.
So, we've talked about your favorite food and catering that you've had. So, what about the favorite location that you visited?
New Orleans for me.
Oh God,
I had the best time in New Orleans. You see Malibu? Not where you live. I'd say Malibu. Beautiful rosé.
You're so funny. Where was our location for Wash's funeral? That was.
And Book's funeral and Mr. Universe.
That was. Past
The
Josh's.
Salton
The
Sea.
Salton Sea.
That was so crazy hot.
Stunning. Well, we waited. We got there.
Until twilight.
We waited till the dusk to shoot it, and then it was not hot anymore, but it was stunning.
It was beautiful.
It was so beautiful.
I just like New Orleans because of the food. So good. And I'm a big Anne Rice fan. Has anybody read The Witching Hour? I love that book. And you can see the house that Anne Rice owns, that she wrote it in. And the house looks like the house she describes in the book. So you can kind of picture Deirdre in her rocking chair on the porch. It's just so spooky and cool, and it's awesome. I loved it.
Right. All right, flight forward. I want to see blood. Oh, Charlie, you, right here, because you look gorgeous. And you have that thing in you. Oh, it's a flower. Or is it a salad? No, it's a flower. Oh. No, go ahead, you can do this.
This coming from a guy that has the thing coming way up.
There you go.
No, mine is a salad.
Okay, I know we all have our favorite characters, and personally mine is Kaylee. We actually named my daughter after your character. And, yeah, it is true. What is your favorite character that either you've played or someone else has played that you liked being a part of?
Oh, that's a good question.
Who's your favorite character from Firefly besides yourself? Sean,
I'm supposed
who is
to
your
say
favorite
Firefly. I'm supposed to say Kaylee.
Yeah, you are.
He likes Nathan, you know it.
My favorite is Nathan.
No?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not mine at all.
I won't tell him you said that.
I don't know. I think it's a toss-up between. I don't know.
There's only 9 of us on the show.
I thought River was an interesting.
Anyway, next question.
Right. So we're going
Be the star of the show.
Yeah.
Okay, so flowing from that, I'll give you guys a moment. Do you need more wine? Just checking.
Stop it.
Flowing from that.
I've also had 3 hours of sleep, just so y'all
He
know.
has. He filmed all day yesterday, and then he got on a very early plane today to be here, y'all.
I was just making excuses for how giggly I am right now. I wasn't looking for praise. But you can clap for me anytime.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Flowing from that, in your wealth of acting experience, costumes. Your favorite costumes that you've worn or interacted with indirectly or directly, however. Look at that, you know.
Not Simon's.
No, you hated it.
I hated Simon's vests and those pants.
You really hated those vests.
Yeah. With a passion.
No, Kaylee's outfits weren't that easy because, you know, jumpsuits are difficult to pee in. And then the only other time was that dress, and that was very difficult to pee in. It was awful.
Yes.
No. I mean, on Atlantis, it was kind of great because we wore the same thing every day. Like, we just wore our uniforms when they fit. What's your favorite costume?
Let's see.
Sometime today.
You know, I'm so
Got
funny.
dinner
Well, I was telling
reservation.
Jewel before that I'm wearing a flight suit right now in this movie that I'm doing, and I decided to work in a little homage to Kaylee and take the sleeves off and wear it. I do it half up in the climax of the movie.
There's that word again. Aren't you glad you came? Just
Me too.
Oh my god. Can't wait
My favorite.
for this to go up on YouTube.
I did a show called The Street, and we got to wear fun suits. And Pat Fields, I don't know if you guys know who she is. She was our costume designer, and she was, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, she was amazing, and it was so much fun to get dressed up every day. And then when that show got canceled, guess what I took? like four suits, all tailor made for me. I used to be a lot smaller, so I don't wear them anymore. But they're really nice.
Back in the day when you didn't eat.
Right.
I'd be like, what are you eating, Sean? Kale and millet.
Alright, mates. Next. Somebody with a really good... Oh, darling, you're right here in the middle. Go ahead. Yes. Go ahead.
Do shows let you take things, or is this just a thing?
Expected.
I don't think you're allowed to take things, but you do.
Especially when you had your heart ripped out.
Yeah, like Nathan was like, I don't even give a care.
He's like,
He showed up with a
I'm
box.
taking it or I'm burning it down.
Yeah. I'm taking this and I'm taking this. He was like ripping things off the wall. I saw him, like, you know, the little column that you push to talk to each other? He's like, hey, and just ripped it off the wall. He didn't care. I wish I was ballsier.
But sometimes you know, if you befriend a wardrobe supervisor or,
they'll give you the,
you know, you'll be like, gosh, I really love that jacket. And I'll be like,
Yeah.
and I love you too. And then, you know, it happens.
That sounds like manipulation. I really love that jacket, and I love you too.
Alright, we got time for one more, and then we have other stuff. I know. Darling, before you pee. Yeah, you. No, keep jumping up and down. It's fine. Just jump against the wall. No, do the dance again. That was adorable.
Fast hour.
What? No, oh, you do. Oh. Just ask a question. Sorry.
Okay,
Last question?
so,
No pressure?
No pressure at all.
Get him off.
No pressure.
I'm trying not to fangirl right now, it's really hard. First of all, I just want to say that my last name is Washburn, so I feel really cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I thought he made that up.
So, my first really quick question is, would either one of you like to marry my boyfriend? Is that a thing that can happen?
Would either one of us like to marry you and your boyfriend?
Yes.
Oh!
Like, I said like, would that happen?
Like, right now?
Yes.
Oh.
My actual question was,
What's happening? Of course.
So my real question was, what would either one of you consider the absolute highlight of your career and why?
Oh my goodness. Right now.
You know what was a cool day? The day when we all went to San Diego Comic-Con as a cast. All of us.
Mid Serenity.
Yeah. And there were so many people in the audience.
3,000.
It was 8,000.
Sorry. Wait.
No, not Dallas Lane, San Diego. Yeah. Yeah.
So you took his
And
glasses
just-
away and gave him
Sean has no idea what's going on.
That
And
was
we all.
that was my first con, by the way.
First con?
Yeah, it was my very first con ever.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like holding Marina's hand because I was so overwhelmed.
Yeah, I mean it was a weird thing to come out on the stage and see all of these people that were so excited and loved what we were doing. And we were kind of, a lot of the time, under the impression that no one really cared.
Yeah.
So it was this really very gratifying moment, I think, that we all needed.
And we were shooting the movie, and Joss had cut together a little teaser for the fans.
Yes.
And he didn't tell anyone, nobody knew that we were there, so we went down sort of like in secret, and we got flown down the Universal jet, which is kind of nice.
So cool.
So fun. So here we are, standing backstage, Joss comes out, and they're like, "Rah!" And I was like, oh my god. And I think everybody had been to cons at that point. I had never been to a con, so I didn't understand it, I didn't know what it was. And screaming for Joss, and Joss shows the clip of the movie, and I'm going crazy. And he goes, and I have 9 more surprises. And like, one by one he called our names, and I was like, oh my god. And we walked out on stage, and I swear to God, I felt the wind. It was so insane. I don't think I had any idea until that moment.
Yeah, I think we all really needed that.
Yeah.
We also got to do this really cool press tour when Serenity was coming out. We went to the Edinburgh Film Festival in Scotland, and that was a fun trip.
That was so fun.
And then they separated us off into pairs, and we went to various other screenings that they were holding, and me and you got paired up.
We went to Ireland.
And we went to Dublin.
Yeah.
we only had 24 hours in Dublin, and we stayed up for 24 hours. And it was like 7 in the morning, and we were like, oh my god, our plane is boarding in half an hour. But we had the best night.
It was so fun, and then
oh my god.
My publicist laughs because we were on our way back to Los Angeles, and we had Jewel went the other way to Vancouver, and she turns around, and I'm taking babies, little bottles of babies. I'm taking them to the mini bar. At like 9 o'clock in the morning.
It's like in Tampa. We were in Tampa like a week and a half ago. we were like, what do you do in Tampa? So we found a tequila bar, as you do. And the bartender and the band were Firefly fans. So we had the most amazing, beautiful tequilas. And then we ended up at this pajama party at the hotel with all the fans from the convention. So we're dancing up a storm, and the next day we get to our autograph table, and Sean's like, I have something to show you. And he opens his purse. He's got like a bottle of liquor that he's stolen from the pajama party. He's like, what is this? I don't remember taking it. So when Sean gets drunk, just FYI, he gets giggly and becomes a kleptomaniac. So watch your shit. Since this is our one and only Q&A, I just want to say thank you again for being so nice to us. We don't have one tomorrow. He has no idea what's going on.
We don't have one tomorrow?
So you're all just a
Amazing.
class act.
We
really
truly
are.
had like the best time here.
We really had. And I love you, and I've got to see you a lot
love you so
this
much.
year, and it's been really fun.
Hey, so do you guys actually want to marry these people really fast?
I mean, is it legal or like, this is a job for Shepherd Book, right? And not like mechanic, doctor. Okay, I don't know how to do this.
Stand there, look impressive.
Gotta hold hands. What are your names? What are your names? Samantha and Greystone? That's a dope name, my friend. Wow, love that.
All right.
You're 18?
You're 18?
Christ.
Just say you
Okay.
Do you want to like say something to each other?
This is the best day of my life, basically. Yeah.
No, because
How are we going to officiate this?
No, you're doing
You're
great.
gonna say
You're doing
this.
great. This is doing.
A four-way?
Okay, well, I'll call Universal and get that jet.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Maybe we'll
I
have
think
to
we
do
have
this
to take
tonight.
it.
Okay.
Drunk enough to agree to a threesome.
What is going on in Seattle? It was weird before, and now it's just like, it's tipped over into super weird.
Okay. So I'm uncomfortable.
No, this is what you do.
so-
Just announce them as a married couple, and then everyone cheers, and
Okay,
Okay.
then you drink.
great.
Ready?
Let's. Ready? 1, 2.
1,
2.
3.
It's gotta be legal. I got it on video.
Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen. As you may know, just stayed, everybody.